Hello everyone, Damien here from DKBrickStudios. Today, we're doing another Build Talk video. Yes, I've been doing quite a lot of these, but I've got a lot of these things and I want to get them out as soon as possible. I want to do them on the same week as the mock spotlight, so yeah. Today we'll be doing the Rumbler. So yeah, we'll be building the Rumbler part. This is the part of it today, only the first part, today. Our topic today will be BioShock storytelling. We'll be talking about the storytelling of BioShock. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get that intro get rolling. We'll get started from here, shall we? Let's! Alrighty, so let's get into this. This one's not going to be as long as the other ones, but it will be long. It's going to be an hour in length. Let's get started with this. We'll be talking about the greatness of BioShock. You'll be noticing as I build this model, I want to address this. I used to help me build this model because I wasn't really getting some good images of the bouncer of the Rumbler. I used the cut content models as well, because they looked really similar, and actually they are quite similar. As you can see, I'm making sure things are lining up, and they do line up actually. They do indeed quite line up in mostly every way, in a good number of ways. So yeah. The image on the right I am using as our basis as color-wise. So yeah, that's our color scheme. So yeah. And you may notice some similarities here with the Rosie on how I attack some of the features. I will kind of go into that at some point during the build here. So yeah, and also the Lancer was built before this. The Rumbler was the last Big Daddy to actually be built before Subject Delta. So yeah, that's pretty much all the information I'll want to give out before we get started into this. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about BioShock's greatness. Well, not the greatness, but BioShock storytelling. I'm going to redo that intro. The greatness of BioShock storytelling. So if you've not seen the Build Talk video for the Rosie Part 2, I would highly recommend checking that out. Highly recommend go checking that out. I'll probably cover some things from that, though there's probably going to be some repeats from there, but if you haven't seen it, it'll be new to you. This will be new to you. So yeah. Let's get into this. Alrighty? So, the Rumbler. BioShock. We begin with what I like to call the jumping into action. We've arrived where you barely you're just tossed into the world with the character you're with, and you have to fend for yourself on what the world is. Fend for yourself. That's how Star Wars does it. Episodes 1, 4, and 7 do that. They toss you right in. The crawl gives you a bit of information you need to know before that, and then BAM! You're right into that episode. You're jumped right on into the main conflict. And then it's all great. It goes. You're going down the hill. You're going through the adventure. Well, not really down the hill, but you're going through the adventure with everybody. You're going on the adventure, and you're going to experience what that adventure is. Which, I do like that storytelling. I will say, I do enjoy that kind of storytelling. It gives this, feeling of, hey, I know that. Hey, it's like, oh, hey, I'm now just whisked right on into this. Okay. Allow me to take a moment to catch my breath and grab a drink. Yeah, it's one of the great examples. It's one of my favorite ways to start off a movie, or really any form of storytelling. That's kind of how I'm trying to start my novel off. For those of you who don't know, I am working on a novel. I have been working on it for quite a while. I'm still working on it to this very day, actually. But yeah, I will be. I'm trying to do something like that as well. Because we jump right on into the battle. right after the battle, right when the battle begins. And the war is in its very early days for the story, so yeah. We jump right on in. And yeah, it gets crazy. It gets crazy. Not every story of mine I write will be like that, because it will be like that. It won't be that way. I'm just going to say this quickly. The cut content stuff were really useful. Those were some of the most useful foot images I ever used for this. Unfortunately, none of the other... I mean, I could have used the bouncer equivalent, where it had the two drill hands. But I really liked how that looked. It looked really cool. It was really useful for me to build this thing. And I am glad I actually was able to use that to my advantage. Knowing about that. So yeah, back to the whole story bit. I feel like that really gives BioShock, like, it's like, okay, so really, like, we'll just kind of talk about how, like, let's kind of dissect this a bit. We're going to dissect this intro a bit and go from there. So yeah, you're Jack. You're told you're the main character. You're told, they told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They're right. And then the plane crashes. We hear the plane crash. We don't see the plane crash, but we hear the plane crash. We see then the plane has crashed. And that is right after the title card. And then we get lost and then we look up and we see a lighthouse. While we're in the middle of the ocean. No land in sight. And this is where we have our beginning of just being thrusted into this world, because this is the only source of land we have. Might as well just go check it out. Might as well just go. Yeah, I've got no other choice. And, I mean, I could just stay there, but it's like, okay, I might as well just. And then you go in, you see what? You see the bathysphere. You go down, and you're introduced to the beautiful city of Rapture. Which is beautiful. Not gonna lie, I am so glad I actually got a chance to build that model out of Lego when I did. Oh my god, that was an awesome model. It's one of my favorite models to this day. Although sadly, it's not gonna be on the cover. It's not gonna be on the logo for much longer. I'm gonna be making a new logo at some point soon. By the time this video is out, it's probably not out, the logo change, but the updated logo. But I will have updated the logo. I will have updated the logo. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm always trying to make sure the logo looks nice and good. Like, I want to keep the logo good. Update with all the new models. So like people can go and look and be like, oh, hey, I know those models. I know those. I like those models. Or be like, huh, what are those? And be like, oh, those are something I built. Okay. They're on this channel. Okay. I might as well check those out. Okay. So yeah, it's something. I honestly really like it. Like, it's something nice to do, in my opinion. It's something nice to give this channel a bit of a look. And yeah, so keep the channel looking fresh and updated. You know, I like doing that. I mean, there's some people who haven't really changed their channel and like logo and like forever, but I like to change it. I like to keep it fresh, updated. You know, I'm gonna say this. This is around the point in time where I noticed the Rumbler had similar design features to the Rosie. And the next time I pull the image up, I'll start pointing those design features out. Because, honestly, I was amazed when that happened, when I noticed that. I was amazed by that fact. And that honestly helped make the model a lot easier. I mean, I just had to follow how I built the Rosie. So as you can kind of see with the Rosie, we have the kneecap bit, the plate, the armor bits on front of the model. I kind of I rebuilt that bit on that model. The arms had the similar design, had similar features on there. It had the ropes on the same bits. Pretty much had similar pieces everywhere, which really worked, which really helped out in my favor. To be perfectly honest, made it a lot easier for me to not keep guessing and checking, keep guessing and redoing until I got to the point where I really liked it. I knew, okay, I had a model that was very similar to this. I just had to rebuild it. I just had to follow it somewhat closely to a certain point, and then I would have to go to there. Which, you know, it helped make my life a lot easier. Although this thing did have its own challenges, but I mean, hey, it's not without its own merit. So yeah, after we're introduced to this, so let's get back into the whole storytelling thing. Okay, so after we're thrusted right on into Rapture, what do we see? We see a guy who's supposed to come pick us up for Atlas. He's dead. He's demonetized. By Splicer, and then our bathysphere gets attacked. Atlas helps us. It's essentially we have our friend. We have a friend to help us in this time of need. We have a voice to help us along on the other end to kind of help us guide us on our way out of the city. Which I like that feature in this game. I feel like if that feature wasn't in there, we wouldn't have the game we have today. It'd be different, for sure. Also, with the whole story, the whole bit with like after that, we get to kind of see we get to see the beginning of Rapture. We get our powers introduced, the plasmas and the introduced, and then the tonics once we enter the pavilion. You kind of get introduced. You kind of get to see how we have to fight, like kind of introduced to who we are fighting in this world. Which, honestly, I think they did a really good job of tackling that. They kind of make you feel like, okay, we have to fight these guys. We gotta survive. Do whatever you can to survive. I'm just doing something with my arms right now. I'm just swinging back and forth. This actually feels really nice. This is just me usually doing some stimming for myself. It actually feels really nice. I actually like it. A little bit of an autistic fact for you guys, you know? We autistic people like to stim. And this is a way for me to stim. I haven't really done this, but it feels nice. So I might be doing it more often. Back to the story. Sorry about that. That just happened. But hey, that's just how I am. I'm a bit of a random guy, you know? But, yeah, after the whole, bit with Atlas and all that, you know, we go through the city, we start picking up the audio diaries, which I honestly love that. That, to me, is a really useful piece. That helps out, giving us a very similar story. That gives us an idea of what the world was like in Rapture. What was life like in Rapture? And we get to learn like what it was like. You get to use your imagination, which I like that. Okay, I love the idea of using your imagination to imagine the world before it went to shit, which I like. Although if you properly match up the worlds, you have a good job. You did a good job of that. Although Burlet C did not do a good job in my opinion with that. It's got its differences. I covered all that in my one video. What's its face? In the first build talk video I did for BioShock, the Rapture Lighthouse edition, I would highly recommend checking that out. That's been a video that's been referenced a bunch of times before, so I'd recommend checking that out if you haven't already. So yeah, I'm checking this. I think from what I was doing in this moment, I was checking to see if there was any similarities. I think I am agreeing and noticing. Oh yeah, there are similarities here. How this was built. So yeah. Oh my goodness. It just prompts me to delete those pieces and then add the new pieces next to the pieces. Yep, 1 by 2. Yep, so yeah, basically there's a lot of similarities here. Hence why I'm repeating a portion of the bouncer. Not the bouncer, but the Rosie. The bouncer, speaking of the bouncer, I may end up going and doing the elite versions of those two. I believe I mentioned that at one point, but I might do that. It depends, if I could get good images, but we'll have to see in the future. But as time goes on, we'll see, you know. I might end up actually doing that. That will be something to do. I wouldn't mind sitting here building those again. Maybe not in a build talk format. I might not do the Big Daddies in a build talk format again. Just because of how long these were. I may do some other guys in build talks, but after that, not really. It's because these things were really long, I swear to God. Well, I mean, it takes 2 videos to upload. I have to upload 2 as opposed to 1, which will be after Delta, but still. Delta's the last 2 video person. Thank God. But yeah! So yeah, with the whole audio diaries, what I really like with the audio diaries that they also do is that some of them have like this ongoing narrative throughout the entire game, and you have to pick up every one by this person to know what's going on with them. Like Diane McClintock, I think she's the only one really who has this long-going narrative throughout the entire game that you get to know about. I mean, there are other people who have like little narratives going on throughout the game, like who have like a few audio diaries, but Diane McClintock, I feel like, has a lot of them. She's got a lot of those audio diaries. I mean, there's the whole thing with Masha and her with that whole bit, you know, that whole situation. And yet again, there's some people we don't get to see again. Like the one guy was like, can you fix your crapper? Because you got a hole in your bathroom. I've got people coming from Port Neptune, you know. Like, hey, I understand why you would want somebody to fix their bathroom because of that. Hey, that's unsanitary right there, you know. So I'd be like that too. Fix your damn bathroom. Fix your damn toilet. Although I think he said shitter, but still. Which honestly are both appropriate terms for a toilet. I can't believe I'm going into that now. Going into that now. Jesus Christ. But yeah. And this also, I'm gonna kind of go into BioShock 2 a bit here as well, because just to kind of help out a bit here with the storytelling, because I kind of need to. Because I kind of feel like that'll help out a bit in explaining things, just because I gotta speak for it because of this hour-long length video. I want to make sure I cover both videos. If I can cover both, of course, I'll knock out one. I'll probably leave me one less topic I could talk about, but still, it'll give me another thing to talk about in this video as opposed to just talking about things that's related to this model and stuff. Although I don't mind that, but hey. Speaking of the model right now, we're about to go on to the whole body. We're about to get into the body, which is going to be awesome. So yeah, we're doing that now on the model, which is awesome. So yeah, my goodness, we are the BioShock. Let's kind of go over BioShock 2's intro a bit, which I know I did in the last video as well. I know I did both, but yeah. But still, whatever. Hey, I'm doing it, folks. Come at me, bro. Come at me. I'm gonna do what I want. This is my channel, alright? I'm doing whatever I want. Well, with requests for videos, you know, I'll occasionally, I'll do what I want with your guys' requests. Please request videos. I'd love to have that. We're gonna be nearing the end of the year soon, and I would like to start getting requests into the channel. So yeah, let's go over those. The intro. So yeah, we're basically as a Big Daddy Subject Delta, who I have built, and I really like what I did with him. I will say that you have not seen him yet, unless you've seen the image I did in one of my Plan for the Month videos, which I am really happy, which I really do like how he looks. He looks really good. We have Mr. Miss Sophia Lamb, who has a group of people attack you to then hit you with a hypnotized Big Daddy, and then you get hit with that, and then you have to deal with all of that. Then you commit Sudoku. And I'm saying it that way as opposed to the proper word because of YouTube. The YouTube gods, you know. I am not letting the YouTube gods beat me. Alright? Yeah, I'm looking at garages of these guys. But you got a problem with that. You got a problem with how I look at them? How I'm looking at them? I don't mind looking at them. I gotta build them. I was wondering whose crotch I use for this guy. That's a weird sentence to be saying. I'm sorry, but I was just like, whose crotch did I use for this? I thought I used the Rumblers, the Rosies. Apparently I used the Lancer. This is the joy of this, because I just did the tutorial yesterday. So yeah. This is, my life, alright? I get to look back at these videos and I get to be like, wow. Okay. But nonetheless, so yeah, we then wake up back to this whole thing with Delta. So after he's dead, or demonetized, as people would like to say, he wakes up via Vita Chamber, which we don't know until the end. But he wakes up. Bridget Tannenbaum calls in on the radio to see if he can reach her. You get the power back in, and then you're slowly introduced. And then you're introduced to the whole plot of you gotta get your little sister out of there, which honestly I found to be a really interesting tale. I remember seeing an article on a link to an article about BioShock 4. 2 being like probably one of the best games in the franchise. I might actually do for one of the Build Talk videos as a topic, talking about things from there. From the wiki, just so I can, you know, explain, so I can kind of see, so we can kind of go over and have some discussion. Again, these are for discussions, but I mean, hey, more discussions the better. So yeah. After that, we have, after that, I don't know, after that you kind of go, it's not like a thrust, I feel like once you get thrusted in, once we get we're like, okay, wait, what, huh? Okay, I'm in the city. I have something. This is my objective. I gotta do to get to me. That's gonna get me to the very end. I gotta do this. Okay. Yeah, I was noting that the helmet on there was actually very different. On the Rumbler, on the Rosies and the Rumbler, those two are actually very, like I said, they're similar, you know? Some differences on them. I will say, they have some differences. For one, this guy doesn't have a tank on the side of him, which is actually really nice. I actually like that. It actually makes life a little easier. But still, so, then after we go through all that, the audio diaries in 2, we get to see the whole story of Mark Meltzer, which it sucks for him. I feel bad for him that he got turned into a big daddy and I killed him. Yeah, you kill him. And then, I mean, if you are a monster as I see it who harvests, yeah, I can't believe you harvest his sister, his daughter. But I rescued her. I wanted her to have a childhood, okay? I'm not that kind of guy. I am a rescuer. But I get the appeal to harvesting, okay? Harvesting is an important aspect to the game. And I love and the whole introduction to that morality is really well done in BioShock 1. And I feel BioShock 2 as well. Let's go into BioShock 2's first, then BioShock 1 first, and then BioShock 2's. So BioShock 1. We've just finished our time in the medical pavilion. A tunnel has collapsed. We have just entered a room where we see a little sister is being attacked by Big Daddy's dead, so she's all alone. The Splicer's about to kill her, about to eat her, about to harvest her. Mom takes care of her. You're cornered, and you have to essentially between her and Alice, you're given this choice. You either rescue them and Tenenbaum gives you a reward, or you do as Atlas told you to do and just kill them. And get harvest, which like I said, I rescue. I am a rescuer. I will rescue those little girls no matter what. Yay! And I will say this: the morality system is actually one thing that I do feel like with the storytelling of BioShock. If me talking a bit, if I am going down a bit in the audio, it's just because I'm walking a bit. I'm just doing a little bit of a pacing because I want to get myself going in my brain, but I want to be able to also walk a bit while I'm sitting here. So yeah, don't ignore that. That's just some ad or something. Just text something from my carrier. Just texting me. I really don't care at the moment. But yeah, if I'm going down, just ignore. I'm just doing a bit of a pacing. So I'm still here. I'm just doing a bit of a pacing. So yeah. So yeah, you're given the choice. I feel like honestly, the morality system in this game really, I feel, helps sets up this whole the story of gives you this idea of what you're going to be thrown into, what you have to make constantly, because you do have to make the debate with yourself. And once you have settled with yourself, okay, what am I going to do with these little girls? Am I going to rescue them or harvest them? You can do that. Or at some point you decide you may just continue to harvest them, or you can continue to rescue them. Or you may at one point be like, okay, I think it may be time to rescue. I might want to go rescue these little girls. And you do. And, you kind of want to see how that worked. How much you can go from there. But of course, your actions have consequences, as always, The path of the righteous does not always, it's not always an easy one, as Tenenbaum said. which I always lead. I try to lead a path of righteous, you know. I try to do that. I try to be good. I try to make sure, you know, I stand up for my beliefs, my morals, you know. If I'm presented a choice and it's like, what's right isn't the, what isn't, what's the, what is the morally good choice isn't the right, isn't like, isn't the best answer in that situation, is like, just like, the option that, you know, people are going to if I were to pick that, people will dislike me. Fine then, whatever. They won't. Then they can go screw off, you know. But hey, I will do whatever I can to make sure I make a good decision in life. I want to be a prosperous man, kind of like Jack. I will say that. And yeah. And then we can, and then of course you have to continue with this whole, your morality system, you know, after, of course, you now have to deal with the Big Daddy, which is not fun as you would think, okay? Those things, oh boy. Those things are not easy to do. Alright, I am just amazed that I've been able to defeat those things. Alright, and this is coming from a guy who's been doing medium. I should really load up finish medium soon. That could be another topic. Hell yeah, I could! Huh, might as well do that. I might as well. So yeah, let's go to BioShock 2 now. Alright? I was just making sure there was nothing stuff to talk about with 1. But yeah, I think that's it with 1. We're obviously going to come back with 1 again in the future, but in the video, but we're going to stop with that for now, okay? The morality of that one is done a bit differently, but it's due to, well, you know, you being a big daddy, which, again, I know I said this already, I'm going to say this again in the future, because when I go to talk about what I liked about BioShock 2, and, you know, about what I liked and disliked about the games and all that, my thoughts on all of them, essentially, I will essentially be saying this. I was excited to be a big daddy, and I loved being the big daddy, alright? That was one of my favorite things about that game. So yeah, you're a big daddy, you get the choice to either harvest right after you kill a big daddy, or you get to adopt and collect more atoms. Which I feel like adopting is the best way to do it. And you got that option. So yeah, you're first handed off, you gotta go get the atom. You gotta get some atom to get this plasmid to help get you out. Well, where do you go to get this atom? You gotta go find a little sister. The Claire tells you where you can find one. You find this little sister, you head there, and what happens? Well, you finish the fight, you defeat the Big Daddy, is the bouncer, which, those aren't that bad to fight. I mean, as a Big Daddy, I will say. I mean, as Jack, those are kind of hard. Hard, I will say. Every time in BioShock, I like to use the grenade launcher and just go pew, pew, pew. It usually takes 3 to 4 hits from one of those. Before I hit them, I just go Electrobolt, Incinerate, and if I have Insect Swarm, I will hit them with a light Insect Swarm before I Electrobolt them again, and I go from there. So yeah. Really effective strategies, I will say. Sometimes I will hit them with a drill dash. I was recommended that from the BioShock Hub. Highly Rich channel, I would recommend checking them out. But yeah, I got recommended that strat, and I'm like, ooh, I want to try that out. And it was actually really fun, drill dashing a Big Daddy. But yeah, back to this. Yeah, You gotta take care of the bouncer. Once you do, you have to, you're forced to adopt the little sister. You can't kill her right off the bat. And then I believe, yeah, you go through Ryan Amusements to find, the little girl. To find another little sister. Not find a little sister, but find some Atom and then collect that Atom to then go from there. And once you've done all that, you're good to go. You can rescue her or harvest her, whichever you prefer. Again, I'm not gonna judge you depending on which choice you make. All I know is that, hey, there's different options. And options are great! Who doesn't love options? I know I love options. I love me some options. I forget if I said this, but we're now working on the helmet of the Big Daddy. Of the Rumbler. So yeah, that's actually really cool. We're making some significant progress with him. Which I like. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. We're about halfway done with the video. A little over. But yeah. After this, we'll, once we get wrapped up with this, once we're done with this video, you can go on, I honestly know I don't know where the heck I was going with that. But yeah, once we get to that point, when we're done with that, I'll hit us with the outro. Once we get to the end. So yeah, So now let's kind of go over some of the visual parts of BioShock, because I feel like there's some visual storytelling bits in there which I'm a fan of. So, in BioShock 1, we obviously have these banners that Ryan has, like, the first one we see is, "No gods or kings, only man." I don't know why it kind of sounded like in a freaking Spanish/Italian, mostly Spanish accent. I don't know why I did it like that, but I try to make it feel like it's bold and emphasis. And of course, when we enter the farmer's market, as Atlas says, in Atlas's voice, you know, Atlas says it in a unique way, and I like to say it that way. We see a man creates. A parasite asks, "Where's my share?" Which I honestly, I will say I do agree with that. Like okay, you know, I do agree that a man does create. A parasite will ask for their share. So yeah, I understand where he's going out with that. We get to see with the storytelling, like what these machines, like what they were meant for, like El Bolito. Oh, I think that's the name. I call it El Bolito. If it's not the right name, then whatever. Or if it's El Amito, but whatever. But still, you get to get an idea what these are for. The UMVents, those you get an idea what those were meant for as well. Those for people to invent, probably made for the time of the war. All the cameras in there for security. I mean, of course, Ryan has to keep an eye on who is trying to plunder his city. But I mean, hey. I mean, all the damage that we see in the city shows that it's been it's been through some war. It's leaking, it's damaged, it's gone through a lot. Like Rapture's gone through a lot. And you can see that in the story as we go on. And like with Fort Frolic, you can see some of the plays that people have had, you know? Like what some of the plays, what people would go to see at Sandra Cohen at Fort Frolic. What would they see? You would see there you at Rapture Records, you could see some other stuff there. Like each thing there, they all have a purpose. You can kind of put together what would somebody's average day would be like, maybe, you know? Because we visit the Fighting McDonough's, which is like a bar slash apartment place. And, like all the codes, they are very important as well to the story because, people gotta secure their homes. So they might be a secure reason for all that. Like, everything there has a purpose in this world. And it's good for that because I really like how it shows, like, hey, look, this is important. This is here because of X. Huh, okay. How did they get the power? Well, how does the electricity work here? Oh, they have a giant geothermal power plant here. Oh, okay. That makes sense. But let's kind of go on to 2 now. And we'll see if I can round this out. If not, I'll see what else I can think of. So, obviously we have, like, the whole, continuing with the whole damaged city. The city has gone through a lot since we last been in it. There's more water in places than there was in the beginning. There's sea coral. There's coral showing up throughout the entire city. There's more damage because of the fighting between everybody. And the struggle for the atom. It's really, really hard. It's hard to get by in the world. Everything again has its own, have a reasoning, like Dionysus Park, which I might actually make an addition to that to my Minecraft house. If you've not checked out my Minecraft series on my gaming channel, check that out. We will be building a micro version of Rapture on there. I just have to build it, and at some point soon, in the future, I'll be building a Dionysus Park to store some a little display of my art, as a trophy room. So yeah, that'll be happening. So yeah, but again, Dionysus Park was for people who fought like Sophia Lamb to share their ideas about Andrew Ryan to smite them and punish them and cast them out. Popper's Drop was a place where, where people who he disliked was tossed out, No, Popper's Drop was actually where the poor people lived. That's where everybody who was poor lived. That you got to kind of see what the conditions were like in that city. Which, they were bad. Siren Alley, you kind of got to see what you kind of got to see a bit of an extension of that in a way. With, how people, what those people's lives were like, What else? I'm not thinking here. I'm thinking this out. So, like I was trying to go on earlier, we were able to get a slice of life, get an idea, what everybody's lives were like in Rapture before, it all went to hell. Pretty much. It's gone to hell. It's been to hell. Once the Civil War started, it went to hell. The economy went, everything went to shit for everybody. Even them, pretty much nearly everybody, most, if not everybody, went to splicing. I think most, because Tenenbaum didn't, Sinclair, Fontaine, but he did that during, at the end of the whole thing, but still. Ryan didn't, so some people didn't, others did. But yeah, Rapture couldn't be a paradise for people like Ryan for long. Which, honestly, I really feel like that's actually was a really cool idea. Having something like that, hey, you were able to get an idea, oh, hey, look! From, the little voice, the audio, the messages on the radio, on the intercom, when there are, speakers, loudspeakers, I should really say, is the right term, oh, hey, the market's gone down, hey, look! Just remember, hey, even though it's gone down, it'll bounce itself back up eventually. Oh, yeah, okay, I guess I just gotta act like a normal citizen of Rapture, do my thing. But, of course, government intervention was always needed for stuff, could have been needed for things like that. Andrew Ryan always was thinking at that when that happened, the market will fix itself. Once we invite big government in, once you bring it in, it'll be nearly impossible to get rid of it. I honestly think I can do. I think that's a really good Andrew Ryan impression. I swear to God, I think that's a really good impression of him. But yeah, he was like, yeah, we're never going to get rid of that. We're not going to bring it in. He was like, that kind of show, like, hey, look, he is. I'm like, no, we are not going. Or I'm not interfering myself with anything here. Even with the markets are going to fix themselves. It's going to fit. Everything's going to get to normal. We're going to have it all fixed. Y'all are just trying to get on me, trying to get me to bring in big government. You're trying to make me do what I need to do. And it's not what I want to do. I don't want to bring in big government. Big government is not somebody I want to bring into the city. And honestly, I feel like his idea there is right. He wouldn't want that. If I were him, I'd probably be like, yeah, no, let's not bring in big government. But like you said, once you invite it in, it's nearly impossible to take it out. So yeah, he was pretty much living a free state, living a free of state government. You were getting an idea like how the government worked, how the economy was. Like, obviously you got to know the economy. It was like, I'm really curious if there was actually a Wall Street-like place. Although I think that was the thinker. I think because, Minerva's Den. Minerva's Den actually really added to the story as well. I feel like Minerva's Den probably was like the Wall Street of Rapture, as well as, the central computer system, the central city housing of the computers, the biggest, baddest computer ever. So yeah, I honestly think that's the best. That was one of the things that was with it. So as you can see right now in the model, we have worked on the front bit of the body, like all the little front details. We are now going to be adding in some other, well, I believe next is the helmet, the front bit of the helmet, and then after that we'll be going on from there. So yeah, if they really give you an idea of what's to like Minerva's Den. I feel like Minerva's Den deserves some time here. We'll just kind of cover that here. Why not? So yeah, again, Minerva's Den does follow the same format where you're thrusted into this whole situation. With Charles Milton Porter helping you after you get attacked by freaking what's the guy's name? Not the Thinker. No, not Wallace. Reed Wall, yes, Reed Wall. It took me a bit to remember what the name was. But yeah, you have to go for that whole journey trying to figure that out. And honestly, that really gives you an idea. There's this whole other portion of Rapture you don't get to know about. Minerva's Den, that's a city. That's pretty much a whole section of it, the city in of it itself. Because, obviously with the Lancers, that's gonna be our next big daddy. You've seen snippets in this. We'll have a whole mock spotlight. I believe did it happen this week? No, it's happening next week, because this week was the mock spotlight for this guy. I'm just trying to remind myself the order of things here. So yeah. And with Rapture, and with that, we obviously had, we had to deal with those. We had got the ion cannon, the ion laser, or the laser gun. Which honestly is a really cool gun. I like that. It's one of my favorite guns of the Big Daddy. Which again, you can give to, Delta, which can make him a Sigma. You can do whoever you want. Really. I'll mention that when we're doing the thing again, the mock spotlight for him. And all that. And he could be an Alpha, Delta. But yeah. We're nearing about 12 minutes left, so yeah. Well, 12 minutes left in the video, 12 minutes left of me doing, 10 minutes left of me doing the talking, because the next 12 minutes will be, like, the 2 minutes after that will be me doing the outro and all that good stuff. So yeah. Maybe less, I don't know. I might, maybe a little more, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what's the remainder, but that might just be that. So yeah. Oh yeah, this is where I was trying to figure out how to make that thing tilted, sideways, yeah. I wasn't a fan of how I was trying to execute that. So I just want, I didn't like how I was executing it, so I went with another way. And I like the other way better. I like the way it came out normal. The other way I had attempted it better. So yeah, honestly, BioShock has some really good storytelling bits in there, and that's, I will say, I'm trying to do that with my story, like, what I'm working on, my universe. I'm trying to make it feel like there's more to this universe than you know, like, I'm trying to drop hints to, like, possible stories that are going to be happening in the future. I mean, BioShock didn't do that, but I'm trying to hint at possible ideas for other things that are going to be happening. I'm trying to hint that, oh, there's other things in the city that happen in this world. There are other things out there. There are more forces in play than you know of, because, I mean, at one point we were introducing gods, but I'll get into all that at some point. I'll be making Bill Talk style videos like these for my universe, talking about the very thing myself, which I can't wait to actually do that myself. That's actually going to be really fun. I'm actually going to really enjoy making those and explaining that, because I'd love to actually explain that. Oh, I laid the piece down there. Huh. Oh, no I didn't. It was just invisible. It was invisible. And yeah, I'm making sure you guys get an idea, like, okay, here's like what's all going on in this world. And I wanted to give you guys that idea. Because there are things that are going on in that world of mine that are unknown. People may look at the stories and be like, oh, well, what's happening over there? Well, we'll explain that later. Or that might be a whole nother story in of itself. Because at some point there's going to be story after story after story where it's just a continuation after this, events just happen right after each other. But again, like I said, I'm going to get into the whole war, all this stuff later in the future. I'm not really going to get into it now. So yeah. Because I want to keep the stuff a bit of a mystery until we get to that point, because I want to give you guys a proper introduction to the story when we get to that point. I want to make you guys go, huh, okay, I see what you're doing with this story, this universe. This universe, honestly, I really like what I'm doing with the story in this universe, and I can't wait to get this thing done. And try other stories while working on it, because I may die before I finish the thing. I don't know if I keep making up more ideas. That's one thing. That's the bane of creators. Okay, and that's even with this. Okay, not that I don't dislike this channel, trust me, but that's just the bane with people like me. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna keep working until I die. Oh god, I don't want to do that though. I want to die. I want to be able to retire. I want to be able to retire. Not like I don't want to retire, but it's like I want to be able to, say that. Okay, it's time to stop. I want to die. Not that I don't want to die, but it's just like I need to stop so I can, go in peace and not be working on my deathbed. But yeah, that's my goal. But hey, we'll see how things play out. I'm 19, so as of this recording, you may be watching this in the future. I'll probably be older. Young in college. Can't wait for the future. Excited to show you guys more models. I'm excited to show you guys these models. Because I know I am. So yeah. As you can see right now, we haven't actually finished the face. The face looks really good. I really like how the face came out. Well, the helmet, the front portion of the helmet, that portion, where all the eye sockets, where all the porthole bits are. And I really like how that came out. That came out really good. I'm a huge fan of that, and I think I did a good job of that. I might have thought while I was doing this, doing curved pieces, the curved parts, but of course I don't think Lego has those in a part like that. And I mean they have like a plate piece like that, so there's that. But I mean I could go back and fix that, but I'm not gonna do that now. You've already done the tutorial. I mean it'll probably be something I'll do for my own model. Make it look nicer. And now we're going to be going to the back, which we won't be going into too much on this video, but we'll be continuing from here on in the next one. So yeah, I might just wrap it up here, okay, because I don't want to just keep rambling on about how I'm taking things, doing things, but yeah, I might just do that. We're going to end it here. You'll have some bit of a silence like I've had in other ones, but yeah, once we do that, we're going to cut to the outro, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys in the outro. Alrighty, so I hope you guys enjoyed the first part of this Build Talk video. Not a mock spotlight, Build Talk video. So yeah, I enjoyed making this video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Check out my friends on all rise. Link to that is in the description down below. Also, check out my Patreon. Link to that in the description down below. As always, if you want to help support the channel, I'd be greatly appreciative if you'd be willing to do that. Also, check out my other channel, DKBrickStudios. Link to that is in the description down below, along with my socials, which are linked in the description down below. So yeah, this is Damien from DKBrickStudios, signing off. Remember, may the force with others here always. I'll see you all in the next video.
Birds of a feather, well weathered together, chasing the dark from the night. Trust in your feelings and find a new hope. Take your best shot and let go.